I must confess, I think I have a bow problem. I have this bow, this is a carbon fiber. I have this bow, which is Eugene Sartori copy. I have this bow, which is another carbon fiber bow. I have this bow, which is a Pernambuco, something I purchased in Russia. And I have a few more. And I have a viola bow, and I have another viola bow, and I have another viola bow, and basically I have like 8 different bows. None of them are valuable, so please don't rob me. It's not worth it. But as cheap bows go, and I think majority of you guys will probably look for cheap bows online, let's go over this and let's find out, is it actually worth spending your money on a cheap bow? Let's get into it. This is a first Russian bow. It's very bouncy, very responsive, pretty cool. I really like it. Now let's look at this carbon fiber bow. This is one of the 4 carbon fibers bow I have. They're basically all the same. You know, I think when a maker has a mold, they just basically copy what works. So here's the carbon fiber bow. Very bouncy. So this is a lot more bouncier than my Pernambuco bow. It's crazy bouncy. I want to say even too much bounce. I paid $50 for this bow on eBay. So I think, you know, for the amount of money I paid, I got a pretty good value with this bow, but I wouldn't use it every time on everything I play. I would have to be a little bit more selective. So it's great for outdoor gigs, like if I'm playing a wedding or something outside. This is wonderful. You really can't beat that. Think about how cheap this is. I mean, in my area where I live, rehairing the bow costs more than I paid for the bow online, which is pretty interesting. Yeah. Another bow I wanted to discuss today. This is, I don't actually know if this is a Pernambuco bow. I don't think it is because it's, I don't know, it's just, if it is, it's probably like a lower quality Pernambuco wood. It was advertised as a Pernambuco bow when I purchased it. It's a Sartori copy. So I use it quite a bit, but I'm noticing that I like it a little bit less. I don't know. It's very light, but over time the camber of this bow has deteriorated. It was really much better when it was brand new when I purchased it. So probably need to recamber this bow. Yeah, I can do this myself. I know what to do. So this bow, it does bounce, and it's nice. It's also, I think, very good for like playing very lightweight stuff. I don't know. It's okay, but needs to be recambered. So not as bouncy as this guy. This is another, I think, $52 bow, also carbon fiber bow. So let's see. So this is very responsive, very, again, indestructible, basically. Interestingly, they changed the sound quite a bit. They changed the effect, the sound of the violin. So you may have a really good violin, but really bad bow, and things will not be as pleasant for you. Or vice versa, you might have a not very good violin, but really high quality bow, and it might help in some regard. So yeah, it's interesting how these things kind of come into focus when you start trying different techniques. If all you do is play a very little bit and always in the upper half right here, like you're a bluegrass player or something, you don't need a fancy bow. You need to go as the cheapest route you can get, because you're not really going to take advantage of all the technical specifics of the bow, which means you will overpay for the bow that you don't really need. So if that's you, then get a cheap bow, you'll be fine. You'll be happy with that. But if you're a student or you have a bigger budget, and of course, you know, the bigger the budget, the more expensive the bow, usually the better. Usually, but not always. This is where I would have to be really careful. Like I said, none of my bows are really expensive. I don't have anything that costs more than $400. But if I did, then I would, if I was, you know, in the market for something that costs $5,000 or $10,000 or more, I'm not sure that I would need a bow like this, number one. And number two, I would get it insured and I would not buy it online. I don't think it's a good idea. I just personally, when I'm spending a large amount of money, which is a, you know, big ticket item for me, I want to kind of feel it. I want to touch it. I want to get my hands on it and try it. And I think that's a very fair thing to do when shopping around for an expensive item like this. So that's what I would do. I don't think I would just blindly purchase it online, add it to cart, and say, hey, that's great. I need more validation of the product I'm purchasing, and I need a little bit more time with it before I can make up my mind and say, this is what I need, I like it, I'm happy with the purchase. So that's just me, my personal take. But I understand for probably 80%, maybe 85% of people who are learning violin or just playing a little bit occasionally as a hobby, they don't need to spend a lot of money. So for these folks, a bow like this, a carbon fiber bow like this, would be a really, you know, good enough purchase that will last probably a lifetime. All you need to do is just rehair it and just do basic maintenance on the bow, and that will be enough for this bow to last a long time, probably outlive most of us, I think. Anyway, tell me what your thoughts are about the bows, what kind of bows you use, where did you buy yours, would you buy it online? Yes or no, and why not? I'm curious. Let's start the discussion. I'll read all the comments you guys will leave. Thank you for watching.